Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJ and TV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJ and TV Insiders.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Hey, good evening and welcome to Monday night here on DJ and TV. I'm John Young, your host, and tonight we're going to be talking to author Amani Roberts. Good evening, Amani.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me today.
Hey,
Excited to chat with you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the eve, the book launch eve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the day.
Oh, this is kind of cool. For those of you who do not know, over Amani's shoulder, he's got a book that's coming out that is DJ's Mean Business. And I'm actually going to put the link to the book. You can go and pre-order the book, but you can go out to djandtv.com/Amani, A-M-A-N-I. That is the link, and that will take you right there. I've made it a pretty link, so it's a lot easier than this long thing that you can't copy and paste. That's where it's at. Go pre-order the book. Check it out. We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight and share some tips from the book for those of you who are, having some time to work on your business. There's some ideas and such we'll share in tonight's show. So, Amani, first off, for the people who are getting to meet you for the first time tonight, give us that little elevator speech of who Amani Roberts is.
Definitely. Amani Roberts is a DJ, music producer, professor, author, podcaster based in LA. Been DJing for about 12 years. And I do a variety of events, whether it be corporate events, clubs, social. And that's what I am as a DJ. And this is my first book that I've authored that comes out tomorrow.
Excellent. So what made you get to say, hey, I want to write a book?
I think what really made me want to write a book is that I wanted to share with people just how intelligent and how much a DJ has to do. That, we're not just button pushers. We don't just kind of take your request. We're not a jukebox, but we're very emotionally intelligent. We have to, triple, quadruple task when we're doing functions and events. We're very smart business people, men and women. And I just wanted to really kind of let people know that, we are legitimate business people. And also, personally, I just wanted to kind of continue to grow as a person, as a professional, and establish myself as a thought leader around the DJ and music space.
So now the book itself, is it written for a multi-op, a single op, a newer person, a more experienced person? Who is your target audience as you're putting this together?
So the target audience in the DJ world, it could be anyone. There's tips that are applied to people who are the most experienced, people who are just starting off, and then also it's really targeted to human resource executives, C-suite level people who are looking for something that can spark the creativity in their whole staff, because the book runs a parallel between how DJing a set from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is like growing a business. And so that they can relate to as well. So those are kind of the main target audiences.
Excellent. So yeah, it's a little something for everyone as they're going through the book. What kind of different areas now do you cover within the book? Kind of walk us through the chapters and such of the book.
Definitely. We start off, it's like 10 o'clock at night, which is the beginning of a traditional DJ set. You go 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. 10 p.m., we're just kind of filling out the crowd, getting to know the crowd. Same thing in business. You're kind of getting to know your customers, trying to find who your ideal client is. We'll fast forward to 11 o'clock. That's the troubleshooting time period when something always goes wrong in the DJ booth, whether it be a speaker going out, computer crashing, something goes wrong. Same thing in business. Something can go wrong in business, you have to pivot, but the one golden rule is the music can never stop. And then after that, we'll fast forward to midnight. That's prime time at the club. So, got to play hit after hit, keep the dance floor as packed as possible. In business, you're just trying to continue the momentum, sale after sale, growing your revenue. We get to one of my favorite chapters, which is about nostalgia. For me as a DJ, I love to play slow jams towards the end of my set just to kind of help people out and finish the night off. with a bunch of memories. Businesses use nostalgia to kind of recreate, reinvent themselves. Nintendo's one of my favorite examples, as well as Adidas with the Stan Smith tennis shoes. And then at 2 o'clock, the set is over. There's a chapter at like 2:30 on self-care, because as you know, and I know, it's very important to take care of yourself, both in the DJ world and in business. And then the book kind of ends. And that's a quick summary. I skipped some chapters, but that gives you a good idea.
So you mentioned, of course, the kind of the favorite or the throwback jams. I don't remember exactly how you had worded it. And that just bred a question that I'd like to ask a lot of folks who are on our show is there a signature song or a couple of songs that Amani Roberts plays when you're out in the field that are like, hey, this is my jam, that people know when they hear this song or this set that I'm on the decks tonight?
Yeah, I would say it's a couple songs, like I'm So Into You by SWV is one of my favorites. A current one that I love to play late in the night is Booed Up by LMA. I love that song. Another one would be My Boo with Usher and Alicia Keys. That's another one of my favorites. So those are kind of the three. I mean, we could go on all day, but those are the three that you would know that I'm on the decks for sure.
It's always fun to ask that question, because you hear such a variety and that musical influence we've had as we've been building our skills over the years. And for some of us, it's from a little bit different era or genre. Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah, wonderful. So let's dig into it. You were talking in there about the building of the business and really working on the business side of it. You mentioned before we went live that you really dive into the marketing aspect of a DJ business. Kind of just give us a kind of an overview of some of those topics or what you're going to discuss in that business side of it.
Definitely. We talk about anywhere from like social media, how to kind of properly set that up. We talk about in the book networking, both inside the DJ world, outside the DJ world. We talk about a couple other things, just like taking classes, always learning, staying educated as well. We talk about professional associations, which I think is a hidden gem. Also, we talk about that. And then, collaborating with people, not being intimidated or scared to ask for help, maybe ask to open up for a DJ. Those are kind of some of the quick marketing tips that we cover in terms of the book right there.
So let's dig into the one specifically I want you to kind of talk about, because this is a question I get a lot, is how to network with other DJs in your market, whether they're in your immediate neighborhood type market or maybe within your working area. What are some tips that you would give for someone who is wanting to network with other DJs?
Hey, find out where and when they're playing at a certain bar or club, and then go to that bar or club and just kind of sit there, support them, maybe say hello, meet them, give them a shout out on social media, and just kind of consistently visit with them. And then eventually, maybe try to create a relationship with them, talk to them maybe before the set if you get there early before they go on, or maybe after if you're there late at night, and just make it genuine. Don't be kind of over the top and too pushy. And eventually, although DJing, we're in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, it can be kind of lonely as well.
Yeah.
So eventually kind of build that relationship, and then maybe say, hey, if you're running late one day, I'd love to open for you, or, ask them questions. And just kind of, if you make it authentic and genuine, you'll create some really strong relationships. It takes time, it takes patience, but I think that's the best way, is just kind of network with people. Sometimes there are meetups as well in the local areas. Just go to the meetups and, offer your opinion, share songs, and just kind of really network both in person. And now that we have social media, on social media as well to, make a comment on their posts, share things that they're doing. And I think that will really help you expand your network and make it strong at the same time.
I think there's 2 points in there. One of them, of course, you mentioned it's time. Networking, building relationships does take time. And that's something I think we kind of forget in the social media world sometimes. I think the other side you were kind of talking about is the offering to help or to serve them, in their time of need, maybe, as you mentioned, running late. And that it isn't what I can get out of that relationship, is what can I give to that relationship. Has that been something you found with your networking also that has been a big part of it?
Yeah, if you're coming in a place of service, then you will get plenty farther than if you're really kind of being selfish, so to speak. So if you're just offering to serve, whether it's helping them open early, or maybe, they need something from their car in the middle of the set, or, well, back in the day we used to carry record crates, whatever, but still stuff like that, helping them maybe set up if they're running late, grab them a drink. If they need to go to the bathroom, watching the decks, you don't have to hop on them. Just little things here and there. And if you consistently offer to help, or if you need help with your graphics, I can help that out, or just all sorts of things. Just be creative and be genuine. And as long as you're coming from a spirit to serve, you'll go far.
So looking at the DJ that you network with and such, before you got into the DJ market, you mentioned you got in there at about the mid 2000s. You had a circle of friends, and I would guess that most of your circle of friends probably weren't DJs. And then today, that's probably changed. How would you, if you look at it, the DJ friends and the non-DJ friends, what kind of a ratio are you running today compared to the mid 2000s?
Very good question. Going from like 100% non-DJ friends to zero now, I'd say it's probably a good 55% DJ friends, 45% non-DJ friends. That's a big change.
It is.
And, but we just kind of understand the landscape. We go through, like what we're going through right now, we have to go through this together and work together to figure out how we're going to get out of it. We share information, whether it be about different loan programs that, could be good. And then nowadays people are doing a lot of like live streams on like Instagram and Facebook. So supporting them, whether it be sharing it with them, attending, commenting, engaging. The ratio has changed tremendously, but I'm very happy. I'm fortunate, and I'm just excited to kind of see what the future brings.
Just going to put the link in the chat room. Hopefully it'll go this time. It didn't go the first time, so I had to go and actually do it manually. For those of you who are listening tonight, the link for that is djntv.com/Amani, AMANI. And you guys can go out there, hit that link, and you can pre-order tonight, and the book will be available tomorrow. Now, Amani, is it going to be on, it's a hard copy because we can see it over your shoulder back there. Is it also a Kindle? I didn't even notice.
Yes, it's Kindle, and that's a paperback copy right there. It'll be there. And then hopefully in the next 4 months, there'll be an Audible version as well.
Nice.
I'll add a couple extras to the Audible version and do that. So it's a paperback right here, definitely.
So let's talk about how long does it take for someone who's never put a book together, what's the process of writing a book and getting to the point where we are on the eve of the release of the book?
It's a long process. I would say for me, I started writing the book. I volunteered at a camp called Camp SpinOff, which is a DJ camp for kids out here in California. And I started writing the book when I was there in, say, August of 2018. It took me a while. I procrastinated a bit. I finished probably in March of 2019. So that's like a good 7 months. I maybe took a couple weeks off and kept writing. Then I got it to an editor, and the editor really did a tremendous job editing it down, making sure that all the pertinent information was there, and I had a lot to add. Once I got through all the editing, the first and second edits, it took me to probably July or August. And then we had it proofread, and then we went to do the cover and the design and the title. And from then it was done like December of this past December. And then it just takes a couple months for everything to get printed and put in the stores and all that. So that's kind of the process. It's intense. It's a lot of work, but now the fruits of my labor are here, and it's a really good feeling.
That it would be, just to be able to see it and hold it, and it's like, I did that. It's awesome.
Yes.
So for the readers, someone who picks up the book and reads the book, what are a couple of the takeaways? Because generally when I work on doing a video, I kind of envision what I want that person to take from the video or leave with, and what I want them to be thinking about when they leave the video. What are your visions for that person with the book?
One of the main takeaways that I want to have people get from the book is just the power of partnering and working with like a professional association. I think that a lot of people, specifically in the DJ world, kind of underestimate what that can do for your career. I'm a member of Meeting Professionals International, the Southern California chapter. I'm on the board. And being a member of that organization has really helped me elevate my business, my brand, and my career, getting a lot of like corporate events, getting exposed to a lot of like high-level people. And so that's one of the parts in the book that I share, is that one of the tips is make sure that, you expand your network to outside of the DJ world. So for traditional business people, they would have to talk to other people that aren't in their kind of line of work. And then for DJs, just do some different things, network with some different people so you can grow your network and grow. That's one of the main takeaways I would say that I have from the book. And then just the second one is really how emotionally intelligent DJs are, because we have to read a room, we have to be able to pivot on a dime, we have to be able to we have many masters we have to please, whether it be your client, the bar owner, the people that are attending, the dancers, all that. So we really have to be flexible, and we really have to kind of stay in tune with the crowd. And no 2 days are ever the same. It's never the same. So it's always different. And I think that just I want people to understand what it takes for us to be emotionally intelligent, and that's another takeaway from the book as well.
You mentioned troubleshooting was also part of that. When you were talking about the troubleshooting, now what areas of kind of sub areas are you covering with? Are you talking gear troubleshooting or what areas are you?
Primarily gear, like a speaker goes out, or like your computer crashes. That's like technically the gear side.
Okay.
Then another way to troubleshoot is if you happen to lose a residency. Say you lose a client or residency, but you can't let that stop you when it comes to business. You have to be able to pivot and be able to do some business development and find new ways to get more clients and find new opportunities to be at a bar or a club. So it's both the gear side and then the business side as well, troubleshooting, because even if like you can never let the music stop. So that means that even if we're not in a club, the music is your business. You can never stop. You have to keep going. Certainly
it does, especially if it's if it's that passion. And right now, with a lot of us out there struggling and such, we have this passion, and now we have to, as you've said, pivot and get ourselves prepared for what's going to come next, and keeping ourselves into this world in which we love so much.
Yeah, agreed.
So tomorrow it goes live. It'll be available and such. Then the audiobook you said was coming out in a couple of months. Is that?
Yeah. So I think that if we're like in April now, hopefully like July, August, the audiobook will come out, maybe with some bonus content as well. And maybe a quick little Q&A, kind of just add some bonuses to the Audible book. And that should be, goal is early to mid August would be the proper goal for that.
So when you do an audiobook, is that something that you're actually going through and reading, or do you have someone who's reading it and doing the recording?
My goal is to read it myself. I have to do a couple tests to the editor to make sure my sound editing and like my studio where I'm going to record it is proper. Once we get through that, then I'll read it, because then I can leave a couple like personal thoughts with going through some of the stories in the book and just make it more personal. So that's my goal. It's just going to depend on whether or not I can do the recording here in my studio, or I have to go to another studio to do it.
Where you'll be doing it from, all the little nuances that a person doesn't think about when you're like, I'm going to write a book.
Yes, it's quite complex, but it's a great exercise, and I have more skills now. Now I can add author to my name, which is good, and just hope people enjoy it and can get some of the takeaways and share it with a friend.
Excellent. So in the industry, there's, of course, a lot of, we all know a lot of DJs. Who are a couple of DJs that you kind of look up to and you have viewed as a mentor, probably is the best way to describe it, in your career?
In my career, so Biz Markie's the first DJ I saw that I loved, and he's the one who kind of got me interested in being a DJ. He had a set in DC, and he played this stream of TV theme show songs that I love, and it was at that moment that I said I wanted to be a DJ. So Biz Markie one. I love Jazzy Jeff. He's kind of one of the ones as well. And then some like local ones I have here, like Z-Trip as well. I met Z-Trip at Camp SpinOff before. He's good. Tina T, who she runs Camp SpinOff, and she's had a phenomenal career. She's like a mentor I look up to. I mean, I can name DJs for days, but those are kind of three or four that I love. And then like I have my remix partner, V Fresh, some of my instructors from Scratch Academy, like Mr. Chalk, DJ Revolution, V Fresh, Dosa. So those are some of the DJs that I look up to and kind of really aspire to be like them, whether it be mixing on the turntables, song selection when they're in a club, just how they brand themselves. I think that's like a good list of DJs I look up to and just continue to follow from afar. I love to meet some of them, as well. But for now, I'd say they're like virtual mentors. Some of them I do know, and some of them I'm waiting to meet in the near future.
Now, you mentioned a couple of times about the summer camp. That
yes.
Tell me more about that. That's interesting, and your involvement with that.
So that's called Camp SpinOff. It's a volunteer camp that I go and volunteer at. Tina T started it 10 years ago. Unfortunately, we had to cancel it this year because of what's going on. It's usually in the summer, but kids from ages 13 to 17 years old will come from all over the world, and they come there and they get to learn about DJing, music production. I'm a counselor there. We have a ton of other people that come in and are counselors from all over the world. We have guest speakers that come in, and it's just a whole week. You arrive Sunday, you leave Friday. It's a whole week of learning about DJing. And then we have fun activities like I also know how to dance salsa, so we'll have salsa classes in the nighttime for the kids.
Nice.
We have pool, we have different competitions. We all stay in cabins, so it's not like, it's overnight in cabins, and I have a group of usually 9 to 11 kids with me, co-counselor as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just there. It's a phenomenal activity, and that's another way I've built my network, just meeting other DJs, and we're there giving, again, because we don't get paid. It's volunteer, and just it's the highlight of our year. And so that's the camp, and it's just a lot of fun, and it's very meaningful for both the kids and then the counselors as well.
So, of course, we've talked a little bit about the giving side and that reaching. That sounds like that's a big part of your life ambition, is to be that servant. Tell us a little bit more about how you give back, whether it's to the community or to different groups like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty active with a couple volunteer organizations like Camp SpinOff, Meeting Professionals International, some other local ones, LA's Best. I just think that I saw when my dad, when I was growing up, he was always active in the community, giving back with his time, his energy, maybe even some of his money. And I think that it's very important for us to do that in our communities, because you never know who you can reach, who's looking up to you and says, oh, well, if he can be a DJ, or he's, has a true profession as a DJ, maybe I can do that.
Right.
Or, I'm good at math. I didn't understand how math fits into the DJ world, but now this makes sense. I'm more interested. Or maybe I want to be a music producer, and now you're showing me some ways where it's possible. And so I just think that's very important. It's kind of part of my personality. Fun fact is that I'm also donating proceeds from the sale of the book to Camp SpinOff as well. So we're really partnered tightly.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's important, and we have a duty to give back, because we have to bring people with us as we go through this world.
Good tips and good thoughts there as we wrap up our little session here. For those of you out there, again, you can go use the URL djntv.com/Amani, AMANI. That will take you out to Amazon, where you can purchase the book tonight as a pre-order, or tomorrow, and get that sent right on out to you, so you can read through that as we're going through this. We have this extra time on our hands here in April and May. So, yeah. Amani, thank you very much. Congratulations on the book on its eve tonight, and hopefully we'll get to be able to have you on more here and talk more about different projects you're working on.
I'd love to. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I appreciate all the support.
You bet. Anytime. We'll be back here in about 20 minutes, or 20 minutes, about 9 minutes, actually. It's 20 after. We're back in about 9 minutes tonight with our next show. We've got Rob Frey coming up here. We're going to talk, you know what? I don't even remember what Rob and I we have so many topics we've been talking about. Amani, once again, thanks for being on with me.
Thank you. My pleasure.